I've listened to all the talks, starting from President Dennis Low and 2 faculties and 2 students. I think this is a remarkable speech, and I'm very inspired by what they talk about. And in fact, I feel the competition is extremely successful in the last few years. The whole competition starts about more than 15 years ago in Shing Tung YAU University, and we try to branch out to all subjects gradually, starting from mathematics to physics to chemistry to biology, and then to computer science and also economics and modeling. So I think the whole development has been extremely inspiring. For the last 15 years, many of our winners has gone to very well-established universities like Harvard, Princeton, Chicago, Columbia, and all these great universities. And of course, including Tsinghua, Beta, and also Hong Kong University, CUHK, and all that. I'm glad, really excited, in fact, to see the growth of all these winners. Some of them becomes a professor in a university, some of them working in industry, but many of them are doing academic work, which I think is really great to know. I was inspired to start this whole competition based on actually my 2 children's education. When they were in high school, they start to compete in Intel competition. Both of them are in biology, they are not in mathematics. But they are very much devoted after they join the Intel competition. They start to think creatively, they try to work with people and learning from great professors and all that. I think these are all important for their life later. My son, my elder son, actually eventually now becomes a full professor in Harvard Medical School and doing really very important work in biology. So when he went to the Intel competition, he started out to learn about immunology, and he works in my friend Jack Schomiger's lab in Harvard. And at the beginning, he knew very little. And then because of driven effort to learn more in the subject so that they can present such a competition, he learned and did a lot of research with the postdocs together as a high school. I think he was a 11th grade at that time. And he presented a very good paper afterwards. And then my second son, Michael, also did the same thing. And originally, he was not interested in anything, actually. But after he joined this, he becomes very much devoted to science, and he eventually went to Stanford for medical school to study biology also. So I think this is a very interesting event that I met for my own children. So I decided it would be very important for our Chinese students, but not only Chinese, of course, it's international now. At the beginning, major for Chinese students, to learn something beyond Math Olympics, beyond Gaokao, or beyond examinations, to do something creative, intellectual thinking. And I think this is very inspiring to watch the children are doing that. And then in the courses of doing this intellectual innovation, they found they have to learn. They learn from the library, they learn from their teachers, and then they also learn from their friends in high school. Many of them collaborate with each other, and there are many teams formed, sometimes 2 people, sometimes 3 people. They work together, they learn how to collaborate with each other in the scientific development. I think it's very healthy. Children should learn how to collaborate with each other. It will mean a great deal for them in the future. In fact, some of the best friends of my 2 children those who are starting from this project. So they becomes very important for their future. And they, of course, under the guidance of the permanent professors, they start to know what research means. And they see what creativity means, and it is very inspiring for them to learn from these permanent faculties. And of course, it's very important event is during the competition, the children know each other and they start to learn and admire each other as well, and they become friendly later. I think these are all very important. That's one of the reasons why we, at the beginning, is more focused in China, then we spread out for the whole world. Then we learn, the Chinese student will learn from America, from many other different countries, and vice versa. And they become much more international, and they know the research all over that was developed all over the world. Many of our students then start to travel to many important places, going to Harvard, going to Oxford, going to France, and all this are very important experience for them. So I'm glad that Hong Kong now is doing very well under the leadership of the Academy, Hong Kong Academy of Science, and it is in good hands, and I think everything is developed very well. Right now, we have no gold award at this year, but it doesn't mean it's bad. I think our award is pretty good competing in Tsinghua, but also shows the whole China and also America and Singapore are all doing great works, and I think this is a very important development. But I should say that many students thought that they would do something very complicated and difficult, and indeed many projects were up to the level of a PhD almost, and I think that's a little bit too far. We don't expect our projects to be in that level. We want to see creativity and understanding by yourself, not just learning from what is known already. And this, I think, is one thing we encourage our participants to do. And many of you get the award not based on what you know, but actually what you learn and what your contribution in terms of intellectual level and your collaboration with other students together. It is a very healthy development, and I expect this will continue for years to come. And right now, in China and in Hong Kong, we need to develop our own talents because we have some difficulty now for our students to go abroad. So we need to develop our own. And I think this competition will bring in a lot of important talents for Hong Kong and for China, mainland China, and for the world, of course. We will always open-minded to have to see all the bright young students to work together. We welcome many of our friends from America, from Europe to come to China, come to Hong Kong, participating in summer classes and competition and all that. I think this is a very healthy development for whole country and for the world. So I expect this will continue to develop, and I encourage our Hong Kong students to work harder. And I hope you will win several gold awards next year, which is not trivial. Okay, thank you.